Hey there, Cancer! Welcome back to my channel. If you enjoy my readings, please be sure to like and subscribe and leave me a comment and let me know if this reading resonates with you. Alright, so today we're going to do a reading with the Supernatural Tarot deck. Sam and Dean's Supernatural. And, we got some backwards. We can't have that. So it is extremely hot down here in the south. So the air conditioners are off so that we can hear each other talking here. But it takes quite a bit of firepower to keep this place cool. So So basically, what we're going to do today is called the apple pie spread. And apple pie has to do with whatever it is that you want out of life. So, for example, Sam and Dean have this little thing where, you know, Dean just kind of gives Sam a really hard time about his apple pie lifestyle that he is so craving. And this is basically like the white picket fence, happy-go-lucky with the wife and kids, and Dean just feels like that's not really, you know, what he feels like their life should be. So he feels like they have to save the world, of course. So therefore, we have the apple pie spread. So the apple pie card is the one that tells about what you want for your future. Alright? Alright, so let's take a quick look here for your first card that is in your present situation and your current situation is the Ten of Cups reversed. Alright. So give me just a sec here. Now, Ten of Goblets. In this particular deck, they call it goblets. Alright. Reversed. The Ten of Goblets reversed suggests that you're enduring struggles within interpersonal relationships. Has there been some conflict in your home? Have you been at odds with a close friend? It's time to get to the bottom of these conflicts and work on resolving them before they get out of hand. Or lead to heartache. Which is so true. We have to take care of business before it destroys our life and our happiness, right? Okay, so let's take a look. This is your, the Five of Pentacles, or they call them pentagrams in this deck, but same difference, really. Alright, so 5 is usually about challenges. So I'm pretty sure that this one, being that it's reversed, when reversed, the Five of Pentagrams indicates a foundational instability. Referenced by the upright Five of Pentagrams is ending. Hardships don't last forever. Reverse Five of Pentagrams comes as a sigh of relief. Okay, so maybe you have been having a hard time for a long time, and this card is saying, hey, don't worry. Hard times don't last forever. And I think after 2020, we're all just hoping that we don't jump back on that roller coaster of pandemic land. So, the reverse Five of Pentagrams comes as a sigh of relief as it heralds the end of a difficult time. Alright, so that's really good. So, whether you're making the moves or somehow things are just changing for you, congratulations, shake it off, walk away. But it looks like for your third card, which says the obstacle, which I would say this looks like an obstacle. All right, we've got the 10 of Blades. So this is the 10 of Swords, which is usually a pretty, it's kind of a rough card, but it depends on where you're at in your life, right? All right, so 10 of Blades, and it's reversed. So it says the 10 of Blades reversed represents regret, betrayal, such as being sacrificed and forgotten by your half-brothers. The 10 of Blades reversed reminds you that you will ultimately find your way out of this complicated situation, even when all seems hopeless. Be brave and don't despair. So this card, I'm just going to read a little bit about it for you. So Adam Magellan's life is filled with painful twists of fate. After growing up thinking that he's an only child, Adam discovers that he has a half-brother, Sam and Dean Winchester, and he's swept into the dark, complicated, supernatural world. Eventually, he's even sealed into Lucifer's cage along with Michael, Sam, and Lucifer. The 10 of Blades represents a dramatic turn of events and advises you to stay on your toes and expect the unexpected. Okay? Because you never know what fate has in store for you. All right. So definitely things are looking up, but stay on your toes and, just keep your eyes on the prize, okay? So your last card is Temperance, which I feel is like a test. Temperance is, there's certain people in your life that really test your temperance. Test you to see what all you can handle, right? Alright, so Temperance. Sheriff Jody Mills is a woman who smoothly inhabits many different roles in her life. She is a successful career woman and a fierce hunter and a strong, protective mother for her foster children. She is a perfect embodiment of temperance, the card which symbolizes level-headedness, fairness, and good judgment, and reminds us to cultivate balance and moderation in our lives, which is extremely important. Okay? So it's upright, and it says Temperance is a reminder of the importance of sensibility, staying calm in stressful situations, and taking the middle road. There are times when battling things out is necessary, but sometimes approaching the situation with calm, practical sensibility will yield better results. Alright, so let's go ahead and pull a couple love cards to go with these. The neighbors are mowing the lawn, so, even if you don't live in the big city, there's always some kind of racket, right? So, I hope that you can't hear it, but if you can, I am sorry. Okay, so for your 10 of Cups reversed, your Lover's card says long-term lovers, and it's got the anchor. So this one's all about the long haul and strategically planned future, as well as strong, long-term, like soulmate love, okay? Alright, and that's going on your 10 of Cups reversed. And then for your 5, we've got the male version of a mermaid, which is Tritons. Alright, so if you're going into a situation where you might be dating again, or you are dating, or maybe you're in a relationship with someone who's a Triton. So I really don't know if this is... I looked up the opposite of a siren when I was making this deck, because I looked up different archetypes for relationships, and one of them come up as a siren, and I said, well, what's the opposite of a siren for the male version of this? And it brought back Tritons. So basically, a siren is a mer lady who is kind of vampiric, or more like an energy vampire. So these Tritons may also feed off of your energy. So let's see. So whenever you are, seeing the end of the tunnel and you're about to get to the end of your long, hard journey, I definitely recommend keeping your guard up, because you might have some kind of Triton, looking your way. And if you are, obviously looking at this from someone who is attracted to females, then you better watch out for that siren. Okay. So I looked up all these different cards, and I made one for the female and the male, but it still is, I guess it doesn't really matter if it's female or male. It's the same basic idea. Watch out for people to take advantage of you, drain you of your energy, toxic people. Alright, and then this one just says to keep your guard up, like really watch out, because you might accidentally end up in purgatory, right? Alright, and this one comes with the love loop. Okay, so this might be like a bad relationship, or maybe even an unfulfilled love, like past life lover, like somebody who there's a deep, deep connection with, and everlasting love. Okay, so more than just the regular lover, maybe somebody who's really, really in it to win it, right? Sorry, I had to move my card over. Alright, and for your Temperance card, which is Sheriff Jody Mills, toxic patterns. Alright, toxic patterns. So this is a type of relationship where there's rewards for hate, like, say, makeup sex, or a catalyst of hate to become stonewalled. This can have to do with, like, criticism or harsh words, trauma bonds, people who have gone through a traumatic experience together and they only stay together because they're trauma bonded. Or someone who has abandonment issues or they are codependent. They may also stay in toxic relationships if they are unable to get out. Maybe they're scared. Okay, so as you know, there are a lot of toxic relationships. On Supernatural, usually it has to do with like a vampire or something of that nature, but sometimes, it's not quite that difficult. So let's take a quick look at a Narcissist cards. Excessive need for admiration. Alright, so some narcissists, they're not really meaning to be narcissists. They're not like overt narcissists. They don't mean to become narcissistic, but they have this excessive need for admiration, for people to look up to them, and for people to look to them for guidance and counseling. And so this type of admiration requires a center of attention. this can be very destructive behavior. This is the kind of behavior that can get you into situations where jealousy, because someone else is getting more attention than the other person in the room. So, jealousy is not really necessary. You don't have to beat yourself up because someone else is winning. You should really be happy for them and really listen to what other people are saying and let them talk. Because when you do that, you learn more about your situation, their situation, and how to overcome trials and difficult times. So let's take another card. So the first one's the excessive need for admiration. The second one is ego. Alright, so this is one of my unfinished cards. The ego has to do with your inner person. Like, if your ego gets bruised, you might do something that you regret. Like, your entire feeling towards a person shifts, and you hate them inside for something that they've done to you. Maybe they didn't apologize, or maybe there's no apologizing. Maybe it's just like a cord has been cut in the relationship, and if you have a very strong ego, you may not be able to heal that cord. So the ego is, it definitely is good for, not letting other people run over you. You don't ever want to become a doormat. But when it comes to long-term relationships, long-term friendships, the ego can really do a number on your social life if you allow it to control you, especially if you're sensitive or overly sensitive. Okay. And then we've got obsessive compulsive personality disorder. Alright, so obsessive compulsive personality disorder typically is associated with physical objects and having them in a certain order or a certain way, or just sticking to a routine. And this monotonous need for control is, it's good for a clean environment. But once you start acting this way obsessively, then you can allow that type of behavior to seep into your relationships. And then, you may obsessively, compulsively be overly concerned about things that are out of your control. So, for example, if you go delving into I don't know, something that really emotionally strikes you. For example, whatever it is. It might be something toxic. Like maybe you like to do artwork that's really bad for you. And, you feel like you have to press the limits of, your expectations past your point where you really shouldn't be. Like for me, I'm epileptic, so I have to really pay attention to my limitations or I'll have a seizure. But a lot of people, if they don't have a life-threatening, condition that's going to literally stop them, then they just keep going. And it can cause, bad patterns to form. Alright, so definitely just watch out for that. So it looks like overall, it seems like you've got your Ten of Cups already. It's your first card. It's just upside down right now. Something's just not perfectly on the upright, okay? But don't worry, alright? You have an anchor. You have anchor love. And as long as you have anchor love, you're going to be okay. If you don't have a lover and you don't have anyone to lean on, then it's time to open those doors and let some people in so that someone will be there for you, okay? And especially if you are the person who's suffering from these disorders, from egotism, from being egotistical, or from being obsessive compulsive, You know, you have to let those things go. Just like a knot in your shoulder, you just have to rub it out and let it go, and not let it tear you down. Alright? So I hope this reading resonates with you, and I hope that it helps you. If this is not you, you know, this might be someone in your life that's struggling with this, and just be aware that it can tear you down, and maybe you can help them. If you are in a situation where this type of debilitating obsessive compulsive disorder, definitely go to your doctor and get on medications so that you can move forward and let that weight off of your chest. I personally have to meditate every day, just so that, just to kind of like, you know how you get wound up, people get you stressed out, people get you twisted up, jaded, and in order to get out of that, you know, you have to recuperate. Maybe go take a hot bath, meditate, turn on the ohms, or do a guided meditation on YouTube. Whatever it is that you do to get back to center, that's what you need to do. If it requires going out into the wilderness and going camping for a couple days, or, you know, whatever, take a vacation. You know, I know a lot of people have been holding back on vacations because of COVID, but and I'm not going to encourage anybody to go putting themselves at risk, but you can always, you know, just take a staycation and, you know, stay local, just go camping or something of that nature. You don't have to go to a very crowded place where there's lots of people to be happy. Although it does sometimes help. You can maybe call your sister, brother, nephew, uncle, cousin, somebody who loves you. Maybe they haven't heard from you in a long time, and make new connections. Alright, so watch out for those toxic patterns. That's going to be my lesson for the day. If you recognize a toxic pattern forming, and, you know, the easiest way to recognize it is next time you get in a, you know, just a little fight with somebody, or, you know, write it down. Write down exactly what started the fight, exactly how, you know, what you could have done differently. Well, if this hadn't happened, then that wouldn't have happened, or, you know, try to overcome. And I wish the best to all my viewers. If you do indeed enjoy this reading, the Supernatural deck, please leave me a comment and let me know. I'm probably going to use it again at least a couple weeks, and you know, I hope you get your apple pie, okay? It's all going to turn around for you. Don't worry. You have a good one.